Welcome to the channel. My name is Matthias. Today we're going to talk about H.R. McMaster's Battlegrounds. It's a fantastic read. So now, for those who don't know, McMaster was the National Security Advisor to Donald Trump's administration. The man has had a very long and illustrious career within the United States military, more specifically within the Army. That I'll put in all his history within the military somewhere on the screen. Now, in this book, it does dive into a lot of his own personal experiences and things that he's lived through during his military career and his time working for the Trump administration. What I really find fascinating is that he's also a historian. He has specialized in military history, and so this gives him like a really interesting and unique perspective when he analyzes things and stuff like that. So without further ado, let's just jump into this book. So the book actually starts off with a pretty interesting concept that McMaster wants to convey to what he calls Russian New Generation Warfare, or RNGW. And at least for me, from my point of view, it's really fascinating to see this has sort of become a key part to Russian foreign policy. This constant war of disinformation and fake news, and using all these really unconventional means to really keep your adversaries on their back foot. Now, McMaster does analyze this from a military perspective, and he tries to imagine how militaries can affront this new challenge. That he sees that the United States military is having a hard time adjusting and evolving to having to deal with cyber warfare. It has to maintain its advantage, and it cannot let its adversaries stay one step ahead, especially using these unconventional means. Now, the key elements to this new generation of Russian warfare are disinformation, denial, and disruptive technologies, which seem to have a profound effect on a social level and on a physical level, even though at first the author doesn't give any types of examples for these. So the author starts talking about how up until the moment he became the National Security Advisor, and we're going to move away, just in case, a little bit from next generation Russian warfare. And he mentions that he feels that the balance of power on an international level has started to shift against the United States. That not only with the United States, also to other free and open societies, their adversaries have been poking and prodding at them, stress testing to see how far they can go, and that they have been gaining ground. And he makes a lot of focus that this loss of power, or this balance of power that's going against the US and against free societies in general, are sort of self-inflicted failures due to a long trajectory of poor foreign policies, not truly understanding the hostile world that surrounds them. Again, I'm not sure if he references the end of history from Fukuyama, but you could throw in that reference there. The author mentions that after the Cold War, on a military level, the United States stopped competing against other powers, against other actors. I guess he doesn't mention the war on terror. He sort of omits that. Maybe he goes back to that later on in the book. But I'm going to leave this video here. This was just a brief introduction to a fantastic read. It's really worth reading. Like, even though the guy was part of the Trump administration, he has a fascinating point of view. So see you guys next time. Bye.